re-election, ECOWAS Chairman President Muhammadu Buhari has hit the ground running by again dispatching Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema as special envoy to Guinea-Bissau ahead of the parliamentary elections scheduled for this Sunday. The minister met with key stakeholders, including President Mario Vaz. Foreign Desk correspondent Makut Simon Macham reports.
This is the fifth time President Muhammadu Buhari, as ECOWAS chairman, is dispatching his special envoy to Guinea-Bissau, Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema, to follow up on planned elections in that country with a view to resolving some challenges. Although the elections have been shifted previously, ECOWAS chairman President Muhammadu Buhari is determined to ensure that all obstacles towards free, fair and credible elections in Guinea-Bissau are removed. This visit is just a few days away from parliamentary elections rescheduled for Sunday, 10th March. The minister met behind closed doors with Prime Minister Aristo Gomes before heading to the electoral management body to meet Jose Pedro, the chairman. The delegation was offered explanations over the blank voter registers in some areas that have been generating arguments, assuring them that everything has been resolved. The minister later met with President Mario Vaz, who assured that the elections will not be postponed again. He also handed over a congratulatory message to the minister for onward delivery to President Muhammadu Buhari over his re-election.
We were sent as a special envoy of President Muhammadu Buhari, who, as you know, is the president of the authority of ECOWAS heads of state. The president has just assured us that definitely on Sunday, legislative elections will take place. And this will be the first peaceful elections here in Guinea-Bissau for many, many, many years. And it is a watershed, a decisive moment in the history of this country.
President Buhari's intervention as ECOWAS chairman, determined to ensure there is smooth transition here in Guinea-Bissau, is received here with a lot of respect, owing to the fact that Nigeria has just demonstrated leadership by example by conducting its own elections that have been adjudged free, fair and credible. From Bissau, Makut Simon Macham, NTA News.
Thank you, Makut. President Muhammadu Buhari says top priority will be paid to addressing security challenges in Delta State ahead of the governorship and state assembly elections. Tessie Koka reports that the president, represented by his vice, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, gave the assurance in a town hall meeting in Warri.
The town hall meeting, which has these traditional rulers, religious leaders, youth, students' union, and market women from across the state, could best be described as a visit of appreciation by a worthy leader. President Buhari said he was overwhelmed by the implicit confidence of Deltans to give him another 4 years to complete the socio-economic projects he has started in the state.
Bring the president's warm wishes to you all, especially to the APC in Delta State, for the very great victory, and I say victory, that we achieved last Saturday here in Delta State and in Nigeria. I think that our chairman has already explained why what happened on Saturday is a great victory. It's a great victory for us, but it's only the beginning, because the completion of that victory is going to come by the grace of God on Saturday, March 9, when we vote in our own governor, Governor Great Oguru.
The APC National Chairman, Comrade Adam Soshomole, also thanked Deltans for their vote in the Presidential and National Assembly polls and urged them to replicate same in the forthcoming gubernatorial and state assembly election.
For me, the changes that we preach has started, and by Saturday it will be completed. I do not see anyone going to provide unlawful, I emphasize unlawful security backing to deny the Nigerian people, including the great people of Delta State, to vote and to ensure that those votes are counted.
The Delta APC gubernatorial standard bearer, Great Ogboru, asked Deltans to be resilient and come out in their numbers to conclude the victory.
So, Your Excellency, they have asked me to kindly ask you and to humbly request on their behalf that the security issue here in Delta State be looked into seriously to ensure that the people of our state exercise their franchise and that franchise should speak. Am I correct?
The representatives of the different groups registered their grievances, which bordered on intimidation, harassment, and other security breaches. From Warri, Tessie, Coca, NTA News.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has again expressed confidence that the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Kwara State will record another overwhelming victory across the state in the next round of elections for governorship and State House of Assembly come Saturday. The minister stated this shortly in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. Anthony Forsen reports.
In attendance were local government executives drawn from all the 16 local government areas in the state. After consulting among themselves, they took turns to brief the party leaders of their experience in the last presidential and National Assembly election, as well as put before the party leaders their expectations come Saturday. With the briefing over, the minister said,
to re-strategize, that's all, so that we will win with a larger margin than the one we won before. That's what we have, we've been doing. We also take the opportunity to reassure our people, and nobody should intimidate them. We've been hearing a lot of reports. They have imported talks here. They have imported. Look, if anybody does so, he will be risking his life. Pure and simple.
The minister said there is no cause for alarm.
As a matter of fact, even international observers have agreed that the success of the last election is due largely to the efforts of the security. All we can ask is more security. But you see, if we think that they're going to be a soldier per polling unit, we can't get that kind of number. But I can assure you that the security, they know what they are doing, and we're only going to appeal to them to probably redouble their efforts.
He also dismissed insinuations that the party in some local government areas is being weighed down by any form of internal crisis. In Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, Anthony Forsen, NTA News.
Lagosians have expressed readiness for Saturday's governorship and State House of Assembly elections. They spoke with Rotimi Oluwagbemi, who went out to know the level of preparations on the elections.
Some Lagos residents who spoke with NTA News say they are still basking in the euphoria of the outcome of presidential and National Assembly elections. The respondents say they are looking forward to casting their ballots on Saturday night of this month.
We are preparing, and Nigerians are preparing too. And we just hope that there will be a free, fair, and credible election.
Although I'm very prepared for it, and I'm trusting God that it will be peaceful, and I believe God that there will not be too much reading. In fact, there should not be reading at all.
Number one is to get your voter's card, which I've gotten my voter's card. So the next thing is for me to vote for the person I want to vote for.
Personally, I'm prepared. My son here too is prepared, because as a good Nigerian, you know the election will come next Saturday. So you have to prepare.
My level of preparation is dependent on the credibility of the previous election.
I will perform my civic right now. I will go out, I will vote. That's all.
I am 100% ready for the election.
I'm fully prepared. By the grace of God, I will come out. I will go and exercise my right.
Me, I'm not voting. Me, I will just be at home. I'll just be in my house.
Why?
Anywhere that I want to go and vote, you go and vote.
If I like, I will vote. If I like, I will not vote. Come this Saturday, we will all go out there and cast our votes.
45 candidates are jostling for the governorship position, while 589 are warming up for the 40 seats in the Lagos State House of Assembly. In Lagos, Rotimi Oluwagbemi, NTA News.
And now I'm being joined in the studio to discuss more about the preparation for Saturday's election. I have Lagos State Director of the National Orientation Agency, Mr. Wahid Ishola.
It's my pleasure being here.
So, how prepared are we for Saturday's governorship and State House of Assembly elections?
Well, I can say that the nation is prepared. The voters in Lagos are prepared. And INEC also is prepared for a peaceful, credible, acceptable elections come the 9th of March.
All right, so some observations noted during the last election was that there were too many voided votes. And also in the case of Lagos, we had some rejected votes. What is your own opinion about all of this?
Well, I think for now, what INEC has just released is the number of rejected votes. So it could be the votes that were cancelled and the voided votes. However, my agency, the National Orientation Agency, has done a lot to ensure that we have very, very minimal voided votes. We've engaged in a series of sensitization activities, which we are still continuing. Most of our activities for this election dovetails into one another. We had programs on say no to voided votes. We had programs on peaceful elections. We had programs on say no to vote buying and vote selling. The three programs dovetails into one another. There's no how you talk about one that you will not talk about the other. And we went to the extent of even going around the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. In fact, the 774 local governments of Nigeria had one program or the other on reduction of voided votes with our officers in the local government. And we had zonal launching of that same program, we had state launching, and we had national launching of the program. So we've done so much to sensitize our people on the proper way to cast their vote. However, this sensitization should not be left alone to government institutions or government agencies. The political parties, who are the direct beneficiaries of any electoral process, also need to orientate, sensitize their people, their supporters, on how to properly cast their vote so that we can reduce the scourge of voided votes to the barest minimum. So we're still on it. We're going to work tirelessly, to ensure that our electorates are adequately, sensitized on the proper way to mark or thumbprint that space in front of the political party of their choice so that their votes will not be invalidated.
Now, I know that there have been interagency collaborations with security, INEC, but looking at Saturday's election now, what are you doing differently? What have you done to sort of reawaken the spirit of people? What are those mechanisms that you've put in place?
But for anybody that cares to say the truth, you will know that the presidential and National Assembly election in Lagos State was very, very peaceful. Short of some skirmishes here and there, the security agencies performed optimally and professionally, in the state. And INEC also have been very, very cooperative with us, the National Orientation Agency. They've been able to release information to us that we pass on to the electorate. You agree with me that right now, INEC is so busy, with the process of conducting elections. So we are bridging, the National Orientation Agency is bridging the gap, for INEC in sensitizing, mobilizing, and orientating the electorate to come out en masse for this forthcoming election. And you see, I said at several fora that I was a little bit disappointed at the turnout of electorates in Lagos at the just concluded presidential and National Assembly election. In Lagos State, we had a little over 5.5 million PVC collected. At the last election, we had just about 1.2 million people coming out to vote.
Which is something of concern.
Which is something of concern. And I feel that the political parties, of course, also need to mobilize their followers. The political parties essentially have followers. They have members. So they need to do more to ensure that they mobilize. And more so, that this election is localized.
And then hopefully all of these things would in turn mean that more people will come out to vote.
Especially that this election is localized. You know that the governorship election, the governor is for the state House of Assembly, they are for the state. And these are people that are easily accessible to the ordinary electorate.
Thank you so much, Mr. Waidi Shola, for coming. That's the much we can take on this particular studio discussion segment. You're still watching NTA Panorama. We'll come back after this break.
For a long time, I was reluctant to exercise my civic responsibility because I never got involved in voting for the right candidate of my choice. Little did I know that I was limiting my opportunities to a fulfilled and happier life. Most of us suffer a great deal and are frustrated over time. Because of this same action, we now find ourselves working so hard to make it in life with little to show for it. The general elections are here again, offering us opportunities with unlimited possibilities. Ensure you abide by the law and up to the age of 18 to be eligible to cast your votes. Make sure you have your permanent voter's card, your PVC. Do not buy or sell your votes. The supplementary election will hold alongside gubernatorial and state assembly elections on March 9th. Say no to violence. This message is brought to you by the National Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, and the National Human Rights Commission, with support from the United Nations Development Program, UNDP.
Slavery is an evil practice abolished all over the world over 200 years ago. But today, human traffickers are selling human beings as slaves in Africa. It is your responsibility to make sure that you and the people you know do not fall into slavery. Don't believe fake promises of jobs abroad.
People went to say Libya, Italy no use you when they carry me on top water. 4 days now they lock me for inside house, no food, no water. I nearly die. Now God, when me heaven and earth, now save me. If you get 1 naira for Nigeria, you get junior 1, you say you no get papa, you no get mama, now make you come out. I beg go they do farm work. You better pass person when enter road.
Don't accept to travel to Europe through the Sahara Desert. You may be walking into slavery. Don't be a slave.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Many thanks for staying with us. The Forum of Presidential Candidates and Political Parties has passed a vote of confidence on the Independent National Electoral Commission for conducting a credible, free and fair election despite some human errors and isolated cases of thuggery and intolerance. This was at a media briefing in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
The central message of the Forum of Presidential Candidates is that of Nigeria being greater than all. Therefore, the need for all to shelve personal and class interest for the overall development of the country. Chairman of the Forum, Shitu Kabir Mohammed, noted that they are not oblivious of the fact that only one candidate will emerge as president. Now that President Muhammadu Buhari has emerged, they are urging the People's Democratic Party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, to accept the will of Nigerians.
Why can't we use this opportunity, instead of lambasting the government, to come together, build government of national unity, bring best brain around the world to build our economy for us? This is what we are saying. Put up infrastructures. This is what we are saying. Nobody can hire us. We are not for hire.
The forum also advised those in the habit of reporting Nigeria's internal matters to the international community to henceforth cease, emphasizing that it is not healthy for patriots. Meanwhile, the Integrity Friends for Truth and Peace Initiative, an accredited observer group by the Independent National Electoral Commission, has similarly adjudged the February 23rd presidential and National Assembly elections as optimally excellent.
We advise all stakeholders to look forward to work for the growth and development of Nigeria based on justice. We also advise all those who lost and those who won to see themselves as victors.
The Observer Group believes that most of the infractions recorded during the February 23rd elections can be avoided during the forthcoming elections and called for government to institute punitive measures against perpetrators of election violence. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf. NTA News.
More groups have confirmed to celebrate the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari with a charge for him to do more for Nigerians. Abolade Salami reports that Katsina State indigenes in Lagos decided to go spiritual in their celebration.
The recitation of the Holy Quran by Muslim clerics set the tone for the special prayer organized by Katsina State indigenes based in Lagos. According to the organizers, the prayer is for President Muhammadu Buhari to achieve his next level agenda for the country.
And our President Muhammadu Buhari, we pray for him, my Almighty Allah, guide him, protect him, give him wisdom to lead us in the next 4 years. Inshallah, I promise you, this country go labu, this country go good. By God's grace, everybody, all the Nigerian people, they know that it's a good person.
The group expressed optimism for the delivery of good governance and the trajectory of growth and development.
President Muhammadu Buhari has no option than to continue to record milestones the way he has been doing. In fact, I expect him that he will improve much more. So we are going to see a second term of more action, more performance, more delivery of the good of the democracy to the people of Nigeria.
The Katsina State indigenes based in Lagos reaffirmed their unalloyed support for the government. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Nigeria's female wrestler Odunayo Adekunle shines at the international tournament as Sokoto State constructs first beach volleyball court in readiness for a national tournament. Olumide Guntola has this and more on our sports update.
Odunayo Adekunle won the German Grand Prix wrestling tournament, defeating her arch-rival Borke Serena of Germany 10-0 in the final to emerge champion. She also won bronze medal at the Bulgaria Ranking Series tournament, defeating Sarah Lidberg of Sweden 10-0 via superiority to claim bronze at the tournament.
I have a good start, and it's a road to Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
So delighted that she fought it out and she won the Grand Prix.
In badminton, Nigeria's top seed players Dorcas Adesokun and Anu Okpeyori lost in the men and women single events in the quarterfinals of the just concluded Kenya International Badminton Championship, while the duo of Anu Okpeyori and Godwin Olofua lost in the semi-final of the male doubles event. Our grassroots football competition focused on giving aspiring professional footballers a chance to be picked by clubs has been held in Lagos. The one-day Doxa mini tournament and scouting competition, which featured 8 youth teams in Lagos, seeks to connect amateur players with the right football opportunities.
So what we've decided to do is to try to create a competition like this to unearth talents.
In preparations for the First Caliphate Beach Volleyball Tournament, Sokoto Volleyball Association has constructed a beach volleyball court at the Madam Fodio University Teaching Hospital. The court, constructed by experts, will also assist the state to produce beach volleyball players for the national team.
Players that can represent not even the state, even the country, and even the Africa at large.
Stakeholders said it will also enhance rapid development of the game of beach volleyball in Sokoto State. With sports update, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
And those are stories at this hour. Many thanks for watching. Good afternoon.
Music is the most powerful force for this world. As better jam, they flow, and so everybody will feel and they rock out. You know, as a musician, I see this.